All right, it is movie review time again. And I just recently watched Ghosted, which is only playing on Apple TV. And it stars Chris Evans, who, of course, was Captain America, and Ana de Armas, who was just nominated for Best Actress in Blonde. And it's a romantic comedy action movie, and it really has a lot of trouble deciding what it is. Now, I'm not saying that action, comedy, romances have not worked before. They have worked before. This one just didn't work for me. Again, I've said this before several times, comedy is very subjective, and it just felt really, really forced. I really didn't laugh at much. Chris Evans, I don't know, I had a hard time buying him in his role. There was an actor who shows up near the very, very end of the movie who was in there. I don't even think he was in there a full minute with his scene. And just that little bit that he was in there for, I just could have found him better in this leading role than Chris Evans. Chris Evans is not a bad actor. And let me say that he's not. I liked him in Captain America and other things, but I had a hard time buying him in this role. Now, Ana de Armas plays I don't want to give too much away, but I'm going to give a little bit of a spoiler. She plays a CIA agent. I think she does good in her role. Again, it is an action movie too. Some of the action scenes to me are kind of over the top. Now, again, I know there are action movies where things seem to go over top. I'm just going to say this. John Wick certainly does that. But it is an action movie. It knows it's an action movie, and because it knows it's an action movie, it treats those action scenes with respect, and you can buy into them easier. I had really just had a hard time buying some of this stuff. And, you've got to have that buy-in for movies to work. You've got to be willing to, whatever I'm going to say it this way, whatever they're feeding you, you've got to be able to believe it. And I just didn't buy a lot of this. Another thing that I saw at the very end, and this is something I've noticed over the years, there were 4 writers credited with the screenplay. And usually that is a very bad sign. 1 to 2, and I'm not saying one person or 2 people can write anything better, but the more people you pack in there, it just seems like the movie is worse and worse. So I do not recommend seeing this. I did not like it. I'm actually going to give it 1 out of 5 stars.